Hey guys, so I've been trying to get this video done for a couple of days now. Get you guys caught up. Oh, before I do this, I want to show you my t-shirt. Socialist, someone who wants everything you have except your job. Oh, my son bought that for me. He's got one just like it, so I guess when we wear it, we're like twins. Yeah, I don't think he likes that idea. He didn't care for it, I know. Okay, so the cop watch last night, just with that precinct 4 constable. I will be going to precinct 4 to make a complaint this week. People are asking what flashlight I was using, and this is it. This thing is, just to give you a size comparison, this is an iPhone 8. Okay. All right. It is made by a company called Imalent. I'm sorry. IMALENT. Okay. This is the MS06, and it is 25,000 lumens. Y'all can see that. Hopefully that's not reversed. I'm not sure if this mirror images or not. So for those of you that were interested, now this thing is too large and too heavy to carry on a duty belt for like law enforcement or whatever. You can't carry it in a pocket. You're going to have to basically carry it by hand. There's not even a lanyard connection on it anywhere because it's too heavy. Okay? God forbid you ever have to whack somebody in the head with this thing. Okay? Because it would likely kill them. I can't tell you what it weighs without pulling out the packaging, but it is not light. And here, it takes a magnetic charger right here. These things are awesome if you are. Hold on, I'm going to show you the insides of it here real quick. It takes forever to unscrew it. I thought it was O-ring sealed on the inside here, but apparently it's not. It takes 3 of those crazy, what are they, the 1620s, I think? No, they're not the 1620s. Let's see. Each one of those is 4,000 milliamp hours. Anyhow, that is the light I was using last night. And it is the light that I carry when I get out to cop watch most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time these days. I didn't used to. I used to, HBO Mac gave me a light a while back. It's a O-Light Warrior is what I used to carry, and that's what you see Patrick using, that is the O-Light Warrior. But these days, you know, in the dark of night, I like being able to light things up better. This has a low and a high setting, and the settings you saw me lighting up the officer's feet with last night is the low setting. It's perfect for area lighting. So, let's see, we got a letter. Got a letter here from, if y'all can see that, Deer Park Police Department. So, for those of you that don't remember, I had a run-in with a Deer Park police officer. He was up to, his behavior was questionable, and so I was monitoring him on a call. And he decided to come be, you know, a bully and light me up. Now, when you light up a suspect, you want to light up their chest area here so that you can see what their hands are doing, what their belt line is doing. Okay? That is a police officer lighting you up to see what you're doing, and I don't have an issue with that. All right? So when they shine, oops, there. It's when they shine the light directly into your eyes that it becomes a problem. This is not a flashlight. The most common flashlight that you see with police officers isn't a flashlight either. It's called a stinger, okay? And it is not a flashlight, despite what they may, you know, we all just kind of call them flashlights, but they are not flashlights. This is a high intensity lighting device. I'll say that again. High intensity lighting device. If you put this in somebody's eyes for an extended period of time or at close range, it will burn their retinas. Especially people who wear eyeglasses. The eyeglasses intensify the effects of the light, and these operate in a light spectrum, in the blue light spectrum, okay? And that is especially harmful to your eyesight. So when an officer puts one of these high intensity lighting devices in your eyes, it is a use of force, no different than a taser, no different than smacking you with a nightstick. All right? Okay, it is a little different, but you get my point. So there should be a use of force report generated when an officer does that. And in fact, there should be policy that prohibits doing that. Now, I'm not talking about an officer that's dealing with an armed suspect or somebody that's fighting and they're trying to subdue them. You know, an extreme situation like that calls for extreme acts. I understand that. I have no issue with that. That's not where the issue lies. We're talking about somebody who's just standing there watching what you're doing. Okay? And if it's dark, I understand you need to light them up, see what they're doing. I got that. We're not talking about that. We are talking about intentionally and knowingly using force, because it can do bodily damage, using force against a citizen who is just a witness, who's just standing there, who has done nothing wrong. All right? That should not be permissible. And here's what the Deer Park Police have to say about that. This is from Chief Gregory Grigg. He is the chief of the Deer Park Police Department. And this regards my complaint, which obviously I'm not done yet. But let's see. Mr. Warden, on January the 11th, 2021, the Deer Park Police Department initiated an internal affairs investigation based upon your complaint. On March 1st, 2021, the investigation was completed. The allegation that a Deer Park police officer violated the below-listed section of the Deer Park Police Department Policies and Procedures Manual has been classified as exonerated. That means he didn't do anything wrong. And it has to do with, they have to do a use of force report, blah, blah, blah. Or when the, let me read this. Okay, it's 1.3.6A. A departmental use of force report, and that is PD 88, will be completed and submitted as soon as practical by the officer or public safety attendant involved in the following situations unless a delay is approved by a supervisor. And it's Section 3, when a subject complains that an injury has been inflicted. The definition of the disposition determined in this investigation, it just goes on to say why, exonerated means that the conduct was proper. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention. If you have any questions concerning this investigation, please contact my office at, and here's the thing about crooked police departments. It doesn't do any good to make an IAD complaint to a crooked police department. I've made half a dozen complaints to the Harris County Sheriff's Department, Internal Affairs Division, gone down there, gone in, made the complaints. You get a complaint number, go back a month later, get them to pull up the complaint number. It doesn't exist. Never happened. Okay? This one probably will pull up in the system, but like I said, it's exonerated. So, according to Chief Griggs, and by the way, when you see a crooked police department, okay, when you see crooked officers out on the street, okay, the guy on the bottom only does what the guy on the top lets him get away with. Remember that. So if you got crooked cops on the street, it's because leadership is a problem. Always remember that. And when you get that, we investigated ourselves and found we did nothing wrong, you know what's up. And I know they're watching this video, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything that I wouldn't say to their face. As a matter of fact, if they're watching this video, I guess I am saying it to your face, right, Chief? Right? You know what you did. You know what you've covered up. So get ready for retirement. Now, what they should have done is created a policy regarding the use of these flashlights. I'm sorry, high intensity lighting devices. Police officers from the 80s and the 90s will be able to tell you what it was like to be out working the streets and have a flashlight. They typically had neon light bulbs, or high intensity light bulbs, and they were nothing compared to the lights we have today. Nothing. These high intensity lighting devices are crazy bright, and they're useful for many things. I'm not saying take these away from officers on the street. I absolutely am not saying that. I am saying that you need to understand these things can hurt people's vision. After that officer lit me up, if you guys go back and watch the live stream, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video, you go back and watch the live stream, okay? Because I went live because the officer was saying he was going to arrest me for interfering because I dared to watch what he was doing, trying to get a date, and the dude's stupid. The whole thing was because he's butthurt. He got caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing. And the reality is, I didn't even care. I didn't even care. So had he just gone on about his business, this would have been a non-issue, and that would have been the end of it. But he created the issue. Now, that chief should be making a policy. And I'm actually working on something for training for officers about this that I hope will be adopted by many departments. But, there needs to be a policy before somebody gets hurt. Prevent the injury. Nip it in the bud. Stop it in the tracks. Take some action to prevent it before it happens. But you see, if they do that, they create liability when it does happen. Oh, look, there's a policy, so now we can be sued. But if we wait to make the policy, then when they sue us, we can say, oh, well, we didn't know. You do know, and you're dirty if you don't fix it before some poor innocent citizen gets hurt. After that officer lit me up, I couldn't even see to drive for like 30 minutes. Made a trip to the ophthalmologist that following Monday or Tuesday that week. I forget now. Anyway, within a few days. And he confirmed I had burned retinas. Now I wear eyeglasses for those of you that don't ever see me. There. These are for seeing at distance. I don't need them for seeing up close. Okay, they're for distance. I actually read very well without them, even at my age. Can you imagine that? Don't need reading glasses. But once again, it gives them plausible deniability. And it shouldn't be about plausible deniability. It should be about, let's do the right thing. Why is that so hard? And the answer is because crooked cops want to be able to just run rampant and unchecked. And that's an issue. That is one of the biggest issues that we have dealt with in what we do. Fighting crooked cops, exposing crooked cops. That's what I do. But it's not the primary thing that I do. A lot of you don't realize that. A lot of cops don't realize that. It's not primarily what I do. You know what I do primarily? I expose bad training or lack of training. And I work to get that corrected. And sometimes that means I have to embarrass a cop publicly by posting a video of them being stupid. Sorry, but if that's the only option I have to get you the training that you need, well then I'm going to do it. Because badly trained cops are a hazard to me. Do you understand? To my family. to my kids, to my grandkids, to my neighbors, to my friends, to people out here on the street. A badly trained police officer is a hazard to all of us. Now, the city of Deer Park, through its chief of police, has said it is okay to light up people with a high-intensity lighting device. They have officially given us permission to do that. Want to guess what I'm going to be doing? Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry I don't have better news for you. I really had hoped that I could come to you and say, I expected that would be exonerated. I expected that. That's, you know, that's what crooked cops do. Anything they do is okay. Anything they do, they think it's okay. And they will support anything another crooked cop does. So it's okay. But it's not okay. I had hoped that this chief would step up and actually create a policy and be proactive, but hoping and truthfully expecting it, you know, are two different things. They, you know, I don't have to expose them. They expose themselves, right? Y'all be safe, and I'll see you again soon.